So you want to get healthier, you want to lose weight, you want to gain muscle, you want to lose fats, like whatever your goal is, you have decided that, yes, I want to make a change. That is a great place to start, but it's not enough just to want it. And I'm going to dive into the key elements you need to have in place and that you really need to think about before you start this journey. So with that being said, strap in, get ready for episode 171. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Parody, and I will be your host today. And if this is your first time listening, welcome to the show. So glad to have you here. For my return listeners, thank you for coming back. I know there are so many different podcasts out there that you could be listening to, so it means the world to me that you're choosing to spend your time listening to this one. Before we dive into today's content, however, if you have not already grabbed your free meal plan, that's right, your free meal plan, text the word meal to 706-222-7551. It will be delivered directly to your phone. It'll have a link, and that link directs you to a PDF that you can download, do whatever you want with, and it is a meal plan. It has some recipes in it, like it's good stuff. You'll also be joined to our text community where you can then ask me questions. I send out a few things each week, just kind of letting you have some motivation and some fitness tips right to your phone. So take advantage of that. Again, text the word meal to 706-222-7551. All right, let's dive in. So you've made this big decision to start a fitness journey. You want to get on track. Maybe you're just feeling run down. You're not feeling healthy. You're not feeling strong. Maybe age is creeping up on you and you really just want to take things in a new direction. I get it. We all have that point where we say to ourselves, I don't want to be the way I am. I want to do something to better myself. I want to do something to become stronger, to become more fit, whatever it is. We all kind of hit that point at some point in our lives. And for me, I kind of hit two of those points. And I think a lot of people hit two of those points because I deal with a lot of clients. I do a lot of one-on-one training, and it's very easy to get motivated at first and say, you know what, I want to just look good. I want to look great. I want to look good naked, whatever it is. We have this kind of, usually it stems from a purely aesthetic thing. And we dive in head first, we go after it, we go hard, and then we kind of hit a hiccup. Usually it's a couple months in. Sometimes it could be longer. Sometimes it could be less. There's no magical number this happens at, but typically what happens is it's where the rubber meets the road. You know that old saying? My wife always calls me old because I use all these like little sayings, and she says like, those are old man sayings, whatever. Anyway, so what it comes down to is you reach this point where the motivation's gone. That gung-ho, rah is not there. The day-to-day hits again. You're tired, you're run down, you don't feel like prepping food, you don't feel like working out, your friends are asking you to go out to dinner, you want to order pizza, like you get it, you've probably been there, or maybe you're going through that at the moment. Shoot, I still have moments like that. So this second decision point is far more crucial than the first, because the first came and, we got all excited, like, yeah, I want to make this change, but we didn't really dive into why we want to make this change. What is the deciding factor in it? And we really have to be at that stage because you can want something without putting in the work for it. I can want to, have a mansion on the beach, right? But I can wish that all day long. But if I don't work my ass off and try to make that happen, guess what? It's never going to happen. Or I may want to build an investment portfolio and have more money in the bank, but unless I begin to make daily changes to allow that to happen, I can wish it all day long, and then a month goes by and I'm in the same exact spot as I was a month ago. See what I'm saying? So we can want things all day long, but that's not enough. Wanting something doesn't make it happen. I'm not going to say it's a mistake. It's a learning process that I think we all have to go through. We all have to come to this point of, yes, I want this, but now it comes down to, am I willing to do what it takes to get there? And that's the true turning point I feel like we all face. I'm going to tell a little story of my own fitness journey a little bit. So, I started off watching the Rocky movies. I wanted to get all buff after I watched those. I was like, yeah, whoa, I want to look like Rocky. Started working out, went out and bought a bench the next day, worked out pretty consistently for about a year, but never really took it seriously. It was more of a hobby. It was more of just something I did. I didn't change the way I ate or anything like that. Fast forward a couple years after that, and I'm really no different. I might be a little stronger, but I'm really not too much different in just my body composition. And kind of came to another turning point where I was like, you know what? I can just be content where I'm at and just keep this as a hobby and not really see much results, kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit and just be content in that. Or I can put in the work and really figure this out and really go hard and really make a difference. And I had to come to that second turning point because the first one was the thing that put the thought in my head in the first place. The first deciding factor was like, fitness. That's interesting. Let's check that out. That was kind of the first thing. But that second point that I came to several years later was, what am I willing to do? And what am I willing to sacrifice to make this happen? And have that real conversation with myself. Am I willing to sacrifice foods I love? Am I willing to sacrifice time to make this stuff happen? Am I willing to sacrifice, whatever it is? And I had to ask myself and come to terms with that and be honest with myself. Because if we're not honest with ourselves, we can say, oh yeah, I want it. But the proof comes in when we put in the work, like whether we back up our words with action. That's how we know whether we're willing to do it or not. And so I don't say this to discourage you and say, oh, you're not ready. Like, I don't know if you are or not. But I encourage you to ask yourself that hard question. Are you willing? And it's not a condescending question. It's not a, question meant to dissuade you from starting. But it's a question to really evaluate where you're at. And I don't want you to mistake this as, well, I'm just not ready now, but I'll be ready next year, because that can turn into an endless cycle as well. Always pushing something off till tomorrow. It's always next month. It's always next year. And you probably know if you're one of those type of people where that's been a habit in the past. We're like, oh yeah, someday I want to do this and someday I want to do that. And you have all these lists of some days. I'm not talking about getting into that unhealthy spectrum of it, but be honest, be real with yourself. Am I ready to put in the work? And if you are, then go for it. But know that it is going to be work. This doesn't happen overnight. This isn't a one quick fix pill, quick fix diet, quick fix workout, and you're sprouting muscles the next week. Doesn't work that way. I thought if I just drank more protein powder, I'd get massive back when I started. Little did I know, right? But my point is, you've got to face the facts. You really do. Think back to a time when you've made a really difficult decision in your life. Maybe it was moving out of state. Maybe it was taking a new job. Maybe it was joining the military. Maybe it was finding a partner or breaking up with a partner. Whatever it is, you've probably had some really tough decisions that you faced in life. And you've had to come to terms with, what am I willing to do for this, or what am I not willing to do for this, in order to make that decision. And this is no different. This isn't a one and done quick decision to make. You need to be taking this serious, because choosing a life of fitness is, in my eyes, one of the greatest things you can do in life. It really is. Not just because of the physical aspect. That's one small piece. But the mental aspect and the growth that comes in all other areas of life because of it. I truly believe that. However, it is a decision that you need to make with the intention of, this is for life. Now, that doesn't mean that you should throw up your hands and be like, well, shoot, if I'm never going to get there and I'm going to have to try this forever, then no, I don't mean that. What I'm saying is, it's not that you're not going to make progress. You definitely are. But there's always going to be more to learn. There's always going to be ways to better yourself. There's always going to be temptations from food and all kinds of stuff. And so you've really got to be committed for the long haul. So I just encourage you to really evaluate if you're half-assing this and just kind of like the idea of maybe being physically fit and you're not really putting in the work that it takes, or if this is something you're really ready to dive into. And I mean really ready to dive into. So I hope this helps with maybe just figuring out what to do if you're stuck. If you're in one of those scenarios where you're just kind of stagnant, you're not making forward progress or backward progress, you're just kind of there. I hope this helps you with that. And if you need help, I am here for you. I do offer one-on-one coaching packages if you are determined and ready to make the change, and I can help start you on a lifelong journey that will get you from point A to point B. Not to where I'm carrying you, but where I'm keeping you accountable for a short amount of time till you develop some solid habits to continue on for life. So I do offer one-on-one coaching packages. You can find out more about it at my website, bones2bulk.com, or shoot me a DM anywhere online at Bones to Bulk on Facebook, Instagram. Shoot, you can text me at that number, 706-222-7551. I'd love to chat more about what my coaching package entails. Again, if you are interested in that. With that being said, remember, no matter what obstacles you come against, what things are standing in your way, you can accomplish your goals. You've got this.